As this case shows, hate is a very strong emotion. It can lead to people committing just about anything. And yes, that includes murder. Hello everyone, my name is Anya, and in this video we're going to take a look into what happened on this day in the year 2016. The murders of Elizabeth and Katie Edwards. The location is Spalding, a town in Lincolnshire, England. It was here in April 2016 that concern was growing for the well-being of Elizabeth Edwards and her daughters. Elizabeth, who worked as a dinner lady, had failed to show up for work, while her daughters had not been seen at school. On the 15th of April 2016, after several failed attempts to get in contact, police broke into the Edwards family home. They were directed upstairs by two youths in the living room. Upstairs, police discovered the lifeless bodies of 49-year-old Elizabeth Edwards and her youngest daughter, 13-year-old Katie. It was clear that Elizabeth and Katie had suffered horrific deaths. Both had been stabbed multiple times in the chest and neck, and their sheets were drenched in blood. Police brought the two youths, who were both aged 14, into the police stations for questioning. Both youths admitted that they were responsible for the deaths of Elizabeth and Katie. Due to their age at the time, their identities could not be released to the public. But a year later, that decision was overturned, and they were identified in 2017 as 14-year-old Lucas Markham and 14-year-old Kim Edwards, Elizabeth's own daughter. What led Kim Edwards to murder her mother and younger sister? Growing up, Kim Edwards had a very difficult relationship with her mother. In her interview with police, she stated that she believed that Elizabeth favoured her younger sister Katie over her. When Kim Edwards was very young, in 2008, she and Katie were put into social care for a month after a domestic violence incident. An incident that Elizabeth Edwards would go on to admit that she believed Kim never forgave herself for. Despite Elizabeth Edwards' attempts over the years to repair the relationship between mother and daughter, Kim wanted none of it. Their relationship only deteriorated further in 2015 after Kim Edwards began a relationship with Lucas Markham. Lucas Markham was also a very troubled individual. His mother had died of leukemia when he was only 4 years old, and he had a very difficult relationship with his father and different relatives. He was someone who was deep into violence and murder, and he drew Kim in to his interests. Neither families approved of the relationship between Kim and Lucas. Elizabeth Edwards in particular felt that Lucas Markham was a very bad influence over her daughter, and she did everything she could to break the pair up. Unfortunately, her attempts only brought Kim and Lucas closer together. On several occasions, Kim and Lucas would run away together and be brought back by police. It got to the point where Elizabeth made it clear to her daughter that Lucas was no longer welcome in her life. It got to the point where Kim decided that in order for her and Lucas to be together, her mother and sister had to die. For weeks in 2016, Kim Edwards and Lucas Markham discussed the best way to kill someone. They were sitting in a McDonald's, munching Happy Meals, discussing the best way to kill someone. Can you imagine doing that? It was eventually decided that Lucas would break into the home, kill Elizabeth and Katie, and then the pair would go off and kill themselves. On the night of the 13th of April 2016, Kim Edwards allowed Lucas into her home, where he went in to Elizabeth's bedroom and stabbed her multiple times before suffocating her with a pillow. He then went into Katie's bedroom and did the exact same thing. After killing Elizabeth and Katie, as I mentioned, Kim and Lucas were supposed to go and kill themselves, but according to both individuals in their interviews, they lost the nerve. So instead, they went and had a bath, brought a mattress downstairs into the living room, they had sex, ate ice cream and cake, and watched the Twilight movies. And they stayed there for the next day and a half until police finally broke into the house. Let me remind you, Kim Edwards and Lucas Markham were 14 years old at the time. While two bodies were lying upstairs, they were lying on a mattress, watching movies, eating ice cream, acting like nothing had happened. It's shocking. Kim Edwards and Lucas Markham were put on trial in November 2016. Lucas Markham pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder. Kim Edwards initially pleaded guilty of manslaughter, but she was also convicted on 2 counts of murder. Both were sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 20 years, but after an appeal, their sentence was reduced to 17.5 years. They will be released when they are in their late 30s, early 40s. They will be allowed a chance back into society, allowed a chance to rebuild their lives. But their 2 victims don't have that. In the years following the deaths of Elizabeth and Katie, it has been questioned whether Kim Edwards and Lucas Markham should be released from prison when the time comes. It was clear that both had psychiatric problems that they did not get the help for. But at the same time, in their interviews, both admitted to having been glad that they committed the crime. Kim Edwards was 14 years old. Lucas Markham was 14 years old. If they can commit something as horrific as murder at that age, they could do just about anything. Do they really allow a chance back into society? Or should they remain in prison for the rest of their lives? That is a question that is very difficult to answer. This is a case that shows that hate is a very, very powerful emotion. It can lead to people committing just about anything. And as this case shows, that includes murder. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. My name is Anya, And we just looked at what happened on this day.